I mean, we can look at two different lists. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
All good. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Musing Panda live stream. We are on the final round for the New England team tournament out of CaptainCon. So I am joined by Keith and Ike, and we're going to take ourselves home. This looks like it's, you said Cody versus Brad here?
Yeah.
All right. So we are looking at Brad's pair, which we saw in was that round 1 this morning?
I think so, yeah.
Yep. So we're looking at Sturm and Carver, each running super heavy in their battle group versus Cody's pair. So
let's be clear. There's not a Cody's pair. Cody runs one caster and it's Zadaroth. So we may as well just talk about Zadaroth.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So we're seeing Zadaroth, Forebodar, Tormentor, real minimal starting battle group. Eilish, the Dark Seeker, Regna bringing a second Forebodar, Hermit, Roger, Linda, Magnus the Unstoppable, and Invictus is a new ad. And I think we talked about earlier that why Magnus is really rising to the top here as the premier super junior. And then we have the Wretch, Umbral Guardian, Valen Hawk, Cultist with Midwinter, second Cultist, United Dark Sentinels, Griever Swarm, and Howlers.
Wait, I thought Midwinter got RFP'd from the game.
Midwinter 1 did. Midwinter 2, the unit attachment, did not.
Okay, gotcha.
And then on the off chance Cody plays something else, what are we looking at here?
Agathon.
Agathon is an always good pull your ass out of the fire caster. I think he kind of gets a short shrift just based on what he's capable of. But yeah, we're gonna see Agathon test his mettle here.
And just to be clear, it used to be his list pair was
Omadamos
and Zadaroth. So with the new drops, he has switched his second list. So.
All right, and it looks like we've got them starting to measure out the scenario. Let's pivot over to that. We got our backup camera just in case we have more ambush outside the camera angle. It looks like we got 50s all the way on the far. Did you guys happen to catch what scenario we're dropping down here?
I did not.
It looks like two fronts or new fronts.
New fronts. That's a good name for it. Yeah, this one. What is the major change is the objectives go diagonal, and they're not as easy to have a unit or a jack multi-score as they used to be.
Yeah, just look how wide those two fronts are.
Yeah. The 40s are actually still close enough together that it might be possible for a unit to multi-score, but those 50s, forget about it.
Yeah.
I've beaten Buffalo. Now you're done for.
And it looks like we got Sturm coming down for Brad. The Cody list remains undecided, but Keith will test your thesis here of it's the one list.
One list to rule them all.
Mm-hmm. Oh, heroic play. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys, for covering the tournament. Been learning a lot and living vicariously while on call this weekend. Well, I am glad we could make that experience easier and rewarding by really giving you insights into all these fantastic games we've been watching together.
Yellow, 0-1.
And then Magnus is so good. However, Nostilla and the adhesive blaster might be worth it in lists that can't mat fix. That's very true. And there are some factions like Storm Legion, for instance, that definitely struggle with that.
You want to share?
And then Bob the Builder, 80 millimeter, can score both 50s by themselves. Oh, that's a good call. This is someone who studied their trigonometry.
6, 6, 7.
All right. My dog's whining. I gotta figure out what's going on so I can be here with good conscience. So back in a sec.
Why start now? That's the way I see it.
So you guys saw the Sturmendring list on stream earlier today?
That's correct. Yeah, I think it was our first round. I think we had Dan. It was me, Dan, and Cosmo.
Very nice.
5, 3, 7. Blue 1, 3, 8. 5, 3, 7. All right.
So I found him sitting in a rocking chair that has clear view straight to my office, cuddled next to a cat, looking dead at me and whining for attention. Heroic play, half asleep, spelling gone out the window. You and me both, buddy. But thank you for being here.
4, 9, 8, 1, 3.
It looks like we got Brad set in the 11-inch zone, so he is playing second and taking sides. Ike, what do you think we're going to see in this matchup with Sturmendrang and the ability to prevent Essence?
Yeah, so I didn't get a chance to watch the other Sturmendrang match earlier, but I think leveraging that feat to gain significant board presence is going to be incredibly important. Just forcing your opponent to make a decision about how much they're going to commit to trying to pick up models when most of that work is going to be accomplished by battle group cohort models, war nouns that require spending of, in this case, essence to get work done. How are you going to be able to weather that feat turn, stay relevant on scenario, and actually get some work done without taking just an absolute massive clapback in retaliation?
I think that in what Cody has talked to us on the cast about previously, what he typically does on those types of feeds is just kind of walk backwards, seed a couple of control points, and try not to lose any models, and then, plow forward at all deliberate speed. I think Infernals is perfectly happy to wait it out and summon another monster or another heavy onto the table if they can do so safely.
Yep. It looks like Cody is the first player as well, just based on the scenario setup and where Brett is starting sticks. So he'll probably be able to dictate positioning a little bit more effectively prior to the Sturmendrang feat turn. So we'll see how he unpacks anticipating that.
Well, and this is going to be interesting too, because Cody gets an opportunity to summon on his first turn. And if I had to guess, I'd reckon he's probably going to have at least 2 units. So probably Grievers, Howlers, maybe Sentinels ready to go on those 40s flanks. He has a number of units, but they're relatively frail. And I think Cody is probably looking for the 50 side to be his strong side. He could pull a Brandon switch up and just try and crush out the 40s as fast as possible. But I reckon it may just be a delaying action and then seeing if he can close out that southern end of the board here for himself. Did we see where the flag happened to go? That's what I'm looking for.
It's on that cloud right there in the middle.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Okay. So we are going to see a bit of a scrum. And that means even if, like our last game, these guys pivot to a full north-south engagement pattern, there will still be a lot of attention in there, making sure you're scoring at parity and not falling behind. So there is a force centralizing the engagement pattern on this game.
4, 9, 6. 2-2.
TK is insane for pigs to get a repo before or after an activation. If Latirsis or / Glitz, is that his nickname? Are we calling this guy Hot Dog? Gets into a unit, he can TK a ton of stuff around him. Is Latirsis' ability not once per turn? Can he really spell slave as much as he wants? That would be an interesting one. And I am not well read enough to know for sure.
You know, I read something on Discord the other day saying that he has access to TK whether or not Sturm and Drang is in Sturm or Drang form too, since it is technically written on the card.
Oh,
He always has
interesting.
access to TK. Yeah, kind of interesting.
Yeah, totally form independent. That threat range amplifier can always come out.
Yellow.
Via corpses he can, per Janin and Jay Beatnik. Butcher's
That's pretty
Curse.
brutal.
Yeah, look at that. He can absolutely do this as many times as he wants. Oh, Jay Beatnik is saying they asked an Infernal.
Oh, okay. That's good. Good clarification.
Asking an Infernal in this game, I think, is gonna get you get you a conflict of interest. But
I was gonna say, does Cody count as an Infernal in this game?
Zadareth says no.
He counts as an Infernalist, but probably not an Infernal.
667.
Otherwise, his name would be Purple. Which, at this point, since we don't have the Privateer Press forums anymore, is probably an ancient reference. For all the old heads out in the audience, that one's for you.
Yellow ticket.
Of course, if you have Travis Marg's phone number, you have probably experienced Travis telling you to shut the fuck up.
I will say this: it is another Sturm and Drang, and it is another Invictus versus Invictus matchup. And
Yeah.
I obviously nailed it. Zadaroth is the list that has Invictus, so that is the list that Cody is playing. The other list is merely a distraction.
Well, and this army doesn't really bypass Mat 7 unless I'm missing something. So, even though Agathon has taken a point hit to her feet, it's still going to be extremely consequential. Defense 13 heavies, no model in this army likes to see that, that they can attack reliably. If I had to place a wager for something that's going to change the shape of this game, obviously Cody's engagement pattern is going to be big. But I think also something that may turn out to be pretty decisive is which flank Invictus winds up on. If both Invictuses go for the southern 50s, I think we're looking at a tacit engagement pattern, and the 40s probably become the battleground. So Cody's much more comfortable summoning into the center and having reinforcements that can pivot in either direction. If both Invictuses seat aside to each other, and we see Cody's Invictus on the north end, backed up by Howlers, Grievers, possibly Dark Sentinels, we might see Cody treating that very much as his strong flank, and just for him at least pivoting into a north-south engagement pattern, knowing that he has the muscle to hold that down. What do you guys think?
I think that winning the die roll, Cody has a completed objective number 1 by winning the die roll, right? Because that effectively allows him his first summon for free, and probably his second summon without too much contention, and probably if Sturm and Drang feet on bottom of 2, the third summon also without too much contention, because that would be a turn he would want to wait out anyways. So I think we'll see how this plays out. But my prediction is I think Cody is going to be very comfortable playing into this matchup because I think his game plan is to stall out until he can get all his heavies on the board and then win the piece trades because he's basically playing with more points than the opponent. If that makes sense. And I think that's pretty much been his turn. And plus, I think he just waits for Sturm and Drang defeat, and then he counterfeats, and then he's happy to do it, right?
Yeah.
So
versus, I think Brad is very much in the position of waiting for Agathon to defeat and blunting the crackback of if he goes for engagement or Zadaroth.
Okay.
If Zadaroth winds up feeding first, I think Brad is looking for an opportunity to blunt the crackback while maintaining control of the scenario rhythm because he does have access to scoring first. We may see another game with a sort of deferred engagement pattern like you guys happen to see in round 2, which is entirely possible, and we're having this standoff for who blinks first on the feet.
Well, right, but I think that's exactly what Cody wants. He wants that standoff engagement. The longer the game goes, the more favorable it is for Infernals. So
that's absolutely fair. Do you think we're going to see a black spot cast this game? Just because there's Zadaroth does get to tee off against single wound infantry. Mind you, all of these are carrying tough, but we also have entropic force from the Wretch. It's possible we could see a black spot play that does actually yield some substantial gains.
Yeah, I could see some value in applying to that to a few of these units.
I really like Cody's deployment right now. He's doing exactly, I think, the right thing, which is he's leaving his 80mm down there to basically take both of those 50mm objectives if he can get it, and leaving the bulk of his army to get the 40s. That's where that's where he has to kind of have all his units, right? If he wants to win on scoring.
Right. Yeah. He's definitely made the 50 flank his strong flank. And it looks like Brad is putting his Invictus opposite them. So we may see a slow engagement pattern actually down on the bottom.
So seeing an Invictus in both of these lists, can you guys comment on why you think that we're seeing an uptick in Magnus and Invictus as the Super Junior choice here?
Well, we did mention this on previously, and the consensus is the kind of Big Pig and Nastilla both got a little bit nerfed, right? And Invictus basically stayed exactly the same. So him staying the same was effectively a buff. Like he's still Mat 7. He still does all the same things that he does.
He picked up aggressive, and he picked up a point of POW.
Yeah, so he actually got a little bit of a buff. So the fact that a lot of things kind of came down and he went up just a little bit is kind of a bigger buff than it kind of looks like, right?
Got it. Makes sense. And an independent module, still great value.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and Brandon and I talked about that on Tuesday. If it's that marginal utility thing, like if you hit Pareto optimality on your list at about 80 points, like you're getting all your synergies fully realized. Why not spend that last 20 points on Invictus and add an alternate win condition, which is Invictus kills the last heavy in round 5. So he is a model with a ton of value. We're seeing from Brad, by the way, very heavy infantry deployment backed up by gun support and berserk support facing the north end of the board. And it looks like we're going to see, the commandos starting an ambush. So Brad definitely has a body count advantage on the north end, but boy, if those howlers connect, it could turn bloody real fast for the pigs. Hey, Stephen Williams, welcome to the stream. I am glad you were able to join us for the last round here. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and Janan, you are absolutely right. Invictus did pick up aggressive. So he's even better at that closeout thing. And if you unlock his 19-inch threat, he can really go for it. But yeah, for those of us joining the first time,
I like how Invictus went from like 15-inch threat at the beginning of the day to 16-inch threat at the middle of the day, and now he's up to 19-inch threat at the end of the day. It's just slowly creeping forward. Once the tournament's completed, he'll be up to 21-inch threat.
Yeah.
And because gosh, the Thornfall player is playing Thornfall, right? The Invictus gets to benefit from friendly faction buffs, where Cody's does not. So his Invictus is potentially slightly better, if that matters. And it could, because obviously, if you're able to, what's the polarity shield or polarity field, right? You can prevent the other Invictus from charging you because it's a construct, right?
That's absolutely correct. And unlike in previous games, Infernals players are not bringing a substantial amount of guns. So, while you miss some on not having Hellrot, for example, picking up your Vengeance move, if you're managing the threat range on those Tormentors, keeping your Invictus safe from Invictus is a pretty big deal. It looks like we have the Dark Sentinels coming up to support the Howlers. Who's that solo? Oh, I think we're about to see Eilish turn into something tentacly.
I really like the way Cody's playing right now. He's very quickly, very deliberately moving his pieces from deployment. He's he's making his first turn very quickly. Very practiced, I'm sure, at this point, with the amount of games he played last year. To deploy things, and these things by the end of the game, really matter with time left on your clock. So
Zadaroth games don't tend to be slow, or tend to be short, rather. Looks like we have Valen Hawk calling tactician, I think. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been able to move through that whole passel of dudes.
Linda. Forgot she was there. Jokes will never get open.
And we have, I believe that was Eilish immediately turning into a Desolator. Desolator also good for removing tough and debuffing armor, which even if he can't connect with Invictus right away, definitely gives him an out for that long run fight. We also have Agatha. I'm gonna do that all game. My brain is so fried. We have Zadaroth moving forward and keeping the Dark Legacy bubble going, which I believe is 5 inches. Is that right? She's got the longer range pseudo windstorm, or am I totally out to lunch on that?
I have no idea. I have not looked at Infernals at all this year. You can pull it up.
Yeah, she's 5 inches on her pseudo windstorm, so she's got a bigger bubble than most. So that's turning down that Razorback crew, that's turning down Invictus, that's turning down the Gunbore.
We also got a decel from Princess Regna, so doubling up on the range defense.
Yeah, I don't think Cody has a ton to fear from what's going on here.
As I recall, there's 2 artillery units that have brutal AOE damage on them. So while it doesn't seem like they had, there's not a lot of volume of shots, but the shots that he does have are pretty good.
Yeah. I'm seeing only one Razorback crew, but yeah, it's definitely a high consequence model. Cultists coming down and splitting the army, justified very heavily toward the 40s being his strong flank. That was a very fast deployment in first turn, coming down in 7 minutes 10 seconds.
Well, that's deployment plus first turn, in 7 minutes is pretty quick. Usually takes me 3 to 4
we're on
minutes just
7:05.
to deploy my
I'm gonna do things.
troops, and then if I generally don't go
So-
first, so it takes me quite a while on my second
Mhm.
on bottom of 1 to stay out of threat ranges.
Yeah. Yeah, and we see the cost of that. You know, in terms of these games where clock has been a big factor, and we've seen a lot of players mitigating it very effectively over the course of this team tournament by just having strong, decisive play. I think Brad's in a position here where he's not necessarily going to lose a ton of time because he's not overly concerned about gun threats from an old army. We might see those grievers get up to saucy things being deployed in the center of the board. They do have the ability to pivot back and forth, and I don't think anything in this pig's army can write off those increasing POW 12s.
All right, we're gonna go with. Wait a second, first he's gonna run. We'll put himself in the neutral wall outside of 12.
We got is that Targ running up to that secure position right there?
Let's go Sturmengray. Sturmengray spent 3 for deflection.
Got that shooting defense coming in.
Future Miasma themselves.
Lytirsis is Animus.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I mean, I guess that is your primary concern here, and you're stacking deflection with that,
There's been another 2 division
which is quite a combination to stay spell safe.
With Invictus, he'll run 12 with rights nonsense. Yeah, probably getting well. So it's only 13 from the big boy. Yep.
Brad measuring out the Invictus versus Invictus threat because that will fully encompass the Tormentor's ability to do some action here, and settling just neatly outside it. Invictus's defense is nothing to write home about, so we don't know how impactful that deflection is going to be here.
I mean,
you don't want to move me, right?
yeah, I mean he's a 10 base, right? He's really just, I mean, 22 armor is good, solid defense, right, from most things.
Still there. Wild and running.
I kind of like where Brad's Invictus is. He's able to get line of sight on pretty much all things, and plus, because he's more centrally located, he can apply his ranged attacks easier across the board if he needs to step away from the objective.
Go on the hill, and I'm going to decide if I'm stay on the hill. You can come back. I'm going to go farther through. Yep, keep my hands on three. Yep. Let's count the battle board. A2 Imperial. We're going to hang out here just fine. Razorback through.
Might have been good to have that battle board go a little bit to be within 3 inches of the objective, like I said, just in case. I mean, he's fine where he's at if he needs to take over controlling duties, right? But
A unit of Shield Guard Valkyries parked there centrally.
12 with one there. Has the lead got to be there? We're gonna place a little further back up in terms
Sorry for the distraction. Ella is off playing Commander with my decks, and she asked me, "How do I play your Blade Wing the Wizen deck?" So I had to give her a quick tutorial on. All right, we're seeing a relatively cautious advance. Looks like I'm guessing Brad pre-measured out howlers to
The Slaughterhouser, yeah, he checked it.
slaughterhousers, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang out here in the spot.
And then we got, are those bone grinders on the bottom? Yeah, Valkyries are all clustered up under shield
All
guard.
right, I'm gonna be done. You ready? Yep.
All right, Brad
There we
also
go.
coming out of the gate very quickly.
Yeah, 52 minutes left on the clock. Very good.
Nice even time commitment so far. Yep.
I mean, these guys are both, once again, consummate professionals. Like, even if Brad is switching to a relatively new force, although I do remember the tail end of Mark III when he was an absolute metagame terrorist with minions. These army activations are coming out just so fast, and they know what their priorities are. They aren't second guessing themselves as they move.
Scott will go away. We'll get to it when we can get to it.
Right now, Cody just kind of wants to slow roll it. Right, he just wants to summon his next heavy contests. Not too meaningfully. If he has to see a couple of points,
No, I mean
VPs to allow him to get all his beats into play, heavies into play, then I think that's what his usual plan is. And then
Nope. Any hyper aggressive?
Right. And ideally bait Brad into feeding first. I think Brad, if presented with a minimal contesting control, is probably not going to feed to consolidate gains. But we'll see how wild Cody gets with it, and honestly how wild Brad gets with it in return.
I think Cody's plan is just to basically move Magnus or Invictus such that he contests both the 50s without being in line of sight of anything. That's what I think my plan would be. I don't think Invictus can see through the. Can you see 80s on the other side of woods?
I don't recall offhand. Like, this one? No.
No, they're normal line of sight blocking rules.
Yeah, they don't get concealment. They don't get cover. They don't get target and melee, but they can still hide behind a bunch of trees.
They do get the melee bonus for attacking over a linear obstacle, though. That is kind of the one thing they do get.
Well, yeah, and even Colossals get that one because it's not a buff to their defense value; it's a minus to your attack value. He's checking that Latursis, God, his name just. I received a classical education, and I'm still flummoxed by it.
It's Listerine.
It's Listerine. You know what? I'm gonna go with Jay Beatnik's answer. He's Glizzy.
Glizzy.
Yeah, we are. We do have the spell defense coming up off of Sturmendrang and catching many of the models of consequence here.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, I think I would have positioned Invictus a little more aggressively to force play on the flank, right, by the opponent, because you're not making any attacks. But in order for him to start scoring right now, he has to start committing, and then since he can't charge you and he can't see you, he has to. You know what I mean? Like, it becomes bad.
Well, consider this. We already know the southern flank to be the slow flank. But Brad's actually represented in more force there. So if Glizzy and Invictus are already going that way, we're potentially seeing, like, if Brad wants to turn it not into a gradual concession flank, he's also putting a razor board down there. Cody also just did something very, very clever, which is we see the Hermit ran down here, and based on our past games with the Veroni, we know what a big deal Ancient Shroud is for demanding commitment of attacks. Brad right now, with what's pre-allocated here, doesn't necessarily have those attacks, and Cody deliberately placed the Hermit within 8 inches of the 50. So he's saying, if you want to make this a going concern on your next turn, I am going to make you sponge 5 attacks minimum before you even start contending with the Tormentor or with Invictus. So that's just like it's very, very subtle, very easy to miss, but boy, is that a kick in the nuts. All right, we've dealt with camera ambush, so let's see how the rest of this battle goes.
Yeah, the other thing too is that I really like those slaughterhousers can do a lot of work into heavies. They do a lot of damage.
Yeah, and Infernal's heavies do not take much to fold. They're what,
No.
sitting at 22 boxes, is that right?
Yeah, something like that. But they're 14-17s, I think, a lot of times, which is plays very well into Zadaroth's feet, right? Because they go to 16 on the feet, which is pretty hard to hit.
Yeah. That's if we see a snake come down, that'll definitely be the case.
Yeah, the Desolator Tormentors are lower defense, but they still get up to 13 now with the feet.
We got Jay Beatnik here. So TK extends threat all over, and Glizzy being central means he can arc it all around him. If he pulls Drang, Ferocity gives all beasts +2 speed, and Killing Ground gives Pathfinder and free charges. Excuse me, I'm a little burpy. And then we got Janin, stuff like puncture that causes. Oh no!
Oof! Oh,
the large.
Oh well, we've seen the first Invictus go down.
Yeah,
doesn't get to use the scrap saw anymore.
Stuff like puncture causes D3 damage, but is not a damage roll.
It's very
Does that bypass the limitations on damage dealt over arm due to ancient? Yes, it does. This is an old interaction. Khador players often weren't worried about it because they were packing like Eris or Widowmaker Marksman and just models, Kel Baylock, models with deadly shot to just pull the Hermit very, very quickly. So our 2 players here, by the way, resolving the catastrophic spill expeditiously and putting down the sticks to make sure, because the most decisive piece here is Invictus, making sure everything maintains its relative relationship to Brad's Invictus.
Yeah, proxies for Invictus. Yep. Go ahead.
What did he say?
He said, "We'll see how many times that happens."
Well, you would think you would see how many times you're bowling into your opponent's 3-man unit hiding against the flag, and it turned out lots of times. And then, similarly, those 4 linear obstacles of taking a pounding all day, on both sides of the board due to dice and other various malfunctions throughout the day.
We got Cultist coming down, making sure that Desolator is fully loaded. Desolator is microing outside of the Warhog's melee range here, which is sharp. Cody got his first turn summon. He's probably going to get a second turn summon, and he is not giving anything away in his net piece advantage.
Well, it looks like
please.
I was gonna say it looks like he did position that first or in the range of is that Magnus that he was measuring to? So he's within like 12 of Magnus for whatever that matters. I don't know what the range of Magnus's obliterator rocket is.
He's speed 5, 14 plus Energizer. You don't usually see Magnus YOLO it, though. Not when there's that much danger facing him down.
Right, but if it's a 14, like, he can shoot that thing in plenty into the bulk of what Cody's got right now.
Yeah. Zadaroth coming forward.
Placement?
Yeah.
You think that taking those 40s and feeding on them?
Yeah, and perhaps we got a wretch coming down into a second Desolator, so no snake yet. And does that mean Cody has 1 summon left? Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah, 1 summon left.
And I don't think he needs to feed. Like, there's not really enough things that are really threatening Cody's army right now that there's any reason to feed. Like, and kind of like what you said in the past, like a feat, the threat of a feat is sometimes more dangerous than the actual feat, right? Like, you know.
Nothing out of 14 on the board. Nice off 2 on
And ideally, with a defensive feat, ideally what you want to do is be able to make kind of like a pseudo alpha strike and then feed defensively, so that you know what I mean, so that you don't have to give any ground or give very little ground because your feat is protecting your models.
Did you upkeep anything? Carnivore? Yes.
Okay, so we got carnivore upkeep. Yep, Jay Beatnik. Yes, you are correct, Mundo. Yep. We got long range rockets. How often they go max speed and dump them down range, up for debate. But
so much better.
we got damage rolls going into the gun bore fairly early on. I think this is Zadaroth's gun that we have peeling in. Are we rooting for Cody or Brad? David, that's some serious Sophie's Choice type shit. Don't lay that on us.
You can lay it on
for
me.
Warmachine.
I'm rooting for Brad, because screw Infernals. All right, they've won enough in 2025, and it's Thornfall's turn, right? So that's right, Steven. Brad, we're rooting for Brad.
I think
I don't know that Brad is going to win, but I'm rooting for him. Cody's a very good player, or at least his record is very good. So,
I mean that seems to be the the popular vote there.
yeah.
I think I'm with Ike here. I'm rooting for John Warmachine. I can't pick between my babies.
We're all winners tonight.
Yes,
We are, in fact.
unlike round 3, we are all winners here in round 5.
Round 3 was a joy.
Round 3 was
it was a special kind of bonding exercise. We all strengthened our telekinetic powers. We watched a game being played. All right, Cody caught in a rare moment of indecision here. And it looks like he may be allowing the slaughterhousers to go for it being whatever may happen.
I think Cody is trying to shave off that front slaughterhousers to prevent the unit from getting on things. Which seems like a good plan, but I don't really know that Cody has very many ranged attacks to make that plan happen.
Well, and how much shave needs to happen here, because Brad is still carrying TK, which means if he goes for it, essentially the whole unit will get to connect. I mean, between the slaughterhouser right behind it, like, I could be wrong, but that definitely looks like 13 to me.
Yeah, to a certain extent, though, how many points is a unit of slaughterhouser? Because that heavy was only whatever the points were of the solo that cost it to summon, right?
But it's also one of 4 of Cody's total heavies, including his bought one for the game. We have Regna going for a jog, presumably keeping deceleration.
I know that there's a lot of lack of a better word, BS that goes on in the with the Infernal Army, where you can just move AoEs down the line, as it were. But geez, I mean, if there was ever a paradise of AoEs, it's the way Cody has his models right now. If you could just land some AoEs right in the middle there, you're just happy. You're just playing in the springs.
So we have some interesting stuff going on. Cody's actually now meticulously measuring out the slaughterhousers' TK threat and positioning the howlers essentially to receive them if they choose to cross the board. Because like we mentioned earlier, man, will those howlers go through them. Yep. And he's got the Howlers hiding behind the Anathema cloud, and he has positioned that Desolator out of threat.
Yeah.
I'm curious, Ike, what would be your play here in Brad's shoes to deal with a flank like that, knowing that the Desolator has its sprays, that it has its warpath, and that we have a number of Howlers here who are also threading 12 inches in turn with Bloodthirst with Grievous Wounds and Berserk. What do you think is the commit pattern to make those 40s happen?
Yeah, I think I'm probably putting the Valkyrie unit on that close 40 on that flank now that it's open for scoring. Like a minimum commit over there. I think that's probably the best option for doing that, keeping the Slaughterhousers in reserve to come into whatever comes in to take out those Valkyries. And then I think Brad is set up pretty nicely to continue fighting on the 50s right now. That Forest is going to play a real role. I mean, you already mentioned the Hermit play that we're going to see coming here in a few minutes. Let's see if Brad has a plan to account for that ahead of time, or if he's just going to deal with it when he comes into contest. But the other thing he can potentially do is score that cloud in the middle of the table with a solo, maybe a Targ that's worth throwing away since it's been uncontested this turn too. Just try to put a little scenario pressure on. Continue to position carefully.
I feel like,
Yeah, go ahead, Keith, please.
I'm gonna say I feel like Brad might not have been aggressive enough on turn 2.
Introduced within 5, is that right?
Because I feel like Cody's about to complete objective number 2, which is to summon all 3 heavies with minimal loss of anything else, right? And once that happens, he can start kind of moving on to his next objective, which is to actually like start tabling his opponent. Right, because now he's kind of up on points significantly, and he can kind of afford to like make trades easier in turn, and then start winning out objectives. The problem is, I think I'm not sure if Brad's going to have the volume of attack once all 3 of those heavies, or all 3 of those heavies, kind of come down to really deal with them. Now that Brad has to start putting
a really silly play.
We got a silly play incoming.
Really silly.
Yeah.
Just to cover Stephen Williams here before we get into the silliness. Hermit is indeed a turn 3 problem, but if you can sponge 1 or 2 damage onto him early, boy, does that make your turn 3 a lot less of a headache. So while it feels miserable attacking Ancient Shroud models, if you have the chance to take boxes off them when you know for certain they're going to be a major bone in your craw, yeah, get it done. Absolutely. And actually, just to this, if we see that Invictus measuring stick coming down, we're going to see whether it's a charge or whether it's a rocket. If Invictus lands a crit, it doesn't affect the Tormentor much, but boy, does that knockdown suck for the turn 3 Hermit. It looks like we are seeing the melee play come down, though.
I mean, I think if Invictus commits like that, he just dies. Because the Hermit's going to mini feed on him, and then there's going to be enough power over there to take him down. I don't love that plan because you start, I think, losing the southern half of the board, as it were.
It sounds like Brad is trying to math out a charge and then Energizer backwards, and then he's asking about walking threat, so potentially feeding with Sturm and Drang and running to cover the opponent Invictus, maybe to prevent a charge.
So interestingly, a Sturm and Drang feat does not prevent a charge from an enemy Invictus because he's aggressive. Yeah, exactly. It does prevent him from punishing you when he gets there.
Yeah, I was
but
going to say,
we may also be looking at.
He's also got Polarity Field. That's probably actually
exactly. Yeah. We sub out Hellrot, and we're just dealing with the walking threat.
Yeah.
No, well. Okay.
Yep, can't do it.
So exploring the
Doing
option,
two polarity shield shit.
moving on.
We're also at 13 life years.
And we do know a Latursis can bring down bring down an Invictus. He requires some juice to do it. It's possible Brad is setting up for that play as his long-term vision. And honestly, I don't think it's terrible, because what we're looking at is, we got the Hermit down on the southern end of the board, and we have Magnus over there, but essentially none of the rest of Cody's army is prepared to support if Brad goes for that. If that trade comes off, he's essentially ahead, other than dealing with Hermit and not making points.
Might. Crazy. I'm gonna say it's turn. You guys are back. We defense 18, you have 13 to hit. Should do out liner. Take a shot and do that back.
Looking at Magnus contributing some damage into the Hermit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just starting to peel him as early as possible.
Hey, Brad has some ambushing commandos in his pocket still. We saw Cody move the Hermit slightly further away from the table edge after he initially placed him, so he anticipates that that's the side that they're going to be coming in on.
Oh, looks like we're seeing an aiming Invictus rocket here.
Just to we'll do one.
Yep, going for Hermit, looking for that crit knockdown. Do we see the Umbral Guardian come down here? I mean, I guess even if we do, it doesn't stop that knockdown.
Yeah. Scared. We're gonna ancillary shoot him.
Oh man, ancillary attack on the big guy.
Mm-hmm.
Still a crit hits. Armor again was a
19 on him, off 4.
off 4. Take another 6.
Oof.
Hermit.
Cool.
Takes 1.
So 2 points chipped into Hermit already, and the Tormentor took a decent amount.
Playing else back here. So get out of the way.
Oh, and that's good.
There's 4.
Yeah,
Yep.
fronting with the least valuable piece here.
Just get out of the way. Let's go with this guy.
Magnus is doing a scoot, shoot, scoot. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, so let's take a shot. Can't boost. Hits. About 14.
Can't boost, but only looking for a 5.
That's fine. There's another one. We energize.
Yeah, that's a great combo.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Comfortably behind the wall.
Energizing back.
And then.
Yep.
Just
And
get
giving
me up.
Invictus his own micro scoot here, just while he was in gun range, it gives him the opportunity to get out of the Rites of Tormentor charge
Fill in
threat.
the Hellrot. Also within 3 just in case. Let's go around.
I'm wondering if he really has to respect Rites of Torment on that side.
Oh,
On base, out of 12.
what? Just because Zadaroth has to peel so far down to make that?
She's so far away to get him into control area. I just don't see it being a reasonable play that he can make.
I think that's fair. I think it's fair on the basis that it's unreasonable, even if Cody does it buy him much?
Right.
Because even if Cody does it, the Tormentor is not guaranteed to get it done now that Zadaroth has lost Scything Touch. So it's just 17s going into 22. You're more likely to trigger Hellrot than anything else. And I think even if you get it, like the default position is still Brad is really strongly situated to deal with that flank effectively now that Hermit's been chipped. So it may be throwing bad money after good and exposing yourself to a lot of danger.
Bounce go. Bounce, run to the gap.
Yep. And Ike, exactly as he predicted, we are seeing the minimum value commit, and I reckon we're going to see a lot more of those slaughterhousers just hang back to be ready to receive.
Right, but I mean, once again, Cody's happy to do this because now he's going to be able to very freely drop his last heavy. If he can afford to not commit, continue to not commit, that's good because now he wants to wait for that third heavy to have a full activation, and then that way he will be able to make some sort of a strike and then defeat, once he's done it. And I think that's very ideal for Zadaroth.
We do know that feat is once again most likely going to be confined to that north flank.
Sure.
Starman drag. Okay. Spend 3 for deflection. Yeah. Yep. You know what? Spend 2 for TP on the Razorback. Okay.
Oh, interesting. Curious to see what we got happening here.
On to a
little bit of chip damage on a heavy, I think.
Just keeping himself microed away from the biggest threats to him. Still 2 fury, so even if there's guns coming in, Sturmendrang's gonna be pretty hardy sitting there. I don't even know what his defensive stats are anymore. I'm just taking it for granted.
Now
Like, oh yeah, he's gonna be safe.
Now he steps it into the flaming whatever. He's gonna knock before he takes some shots.
Let's say that not marking it.
By the way, the answer is 14-16. Sturmendrang actually have kind of trashy defensive stats.
Let's go with
And a 50 mil base now. So that Razorback crew just sacrificing themselves to score that cloud.
Yep. Yeah, Brad's essentially just making the calculated three points worth of model value to ensure that he remains in control of scoring rhythm and starts any sort of 2 fronts exchange up on points, which
up on points, air quotes. Like I said, they're getting the value in waiting by being able to freely summon those models into play. So,
see, Brad carefully positioning slaughterhouses to cover the entirety of that 40 on a charge.
Yeah, but okay. We'll be all right. Yeah.
And
Brad says, "Don't worry about it."
Yep. That may as well be his signature trademark expression.
Dunbore, what do you want to do, bud?
Yep.
Incredible to just get a spray straight down that line of slaughterhouse. You could get a spray down that flank.
I think the word incredible is operative. I don't see a credible way for it to happen.
No, there's not a credible way for it to happen, but if you could do it, it'd be basically like
it would in fact be incredible.
We're talking about Fantasyland. This is pure romantasy. A spray down that line would be hot.
We've been doing this how long today now?
Yeah. We are entitled our fun.
Pause for both. I score 3 to 2. Yeah, exactly. I agree. I'll mark this. Yep. Will be top.
All right.
We have an interesting one from Janan. So I think if you consult the ancient scriptures, you will find that ancillary attack reads target friendly faction code model. This 100% works on true merc super heavies.
Yeah, true mercs are mercenaries. Thornfall Alliance is a mercenary faction,
and of course our resident mercenary and specifically pig expert has beat us to the punch by a fair margin.
Although you don't see through the cloud, right?
All right, so we're on to Cody's 3.
Cody if I was Cody, I'd feel very happy about the way things are right now. The game has been slow rolled. He's summoning he's going to get to summon his 4th heavy or his 3rd heavy in basically for free.
Do you think he's going to have to feat first in this situation though? Because he is kind of in a situation where if Brad wants it, Brad can feat on effectively his whole.
Just advice.
I mean, this is legacy army problems. I guess both of them kind of have it, but you know, your ability to henpeck out a minimal engagement, I feel like is much like what's going on with the Valkyries here. I feel like Mark IV armies thrive on doing this, and Infernals being as melee oriented as they are, it's like, ugh. I really have to seriously commit in some way
You're not
to
getting
make points happen.
You ain't getting
Easily do it. I'll see if it does.
Looks like we're moving to camera ambush here. Let's figure out what's going on down on the southern side. I think we're looking at speculative ranges to threaten Magnus on his minimal camp.
I don't think there's any danger for Magnus. And the problem is he's behind that forest, which means you have to kind of like really get somewhere to see him.
I think we are probably going to see the Hermit play this turn. Oh, who is that? We're still suffering camera ambush.
Yeah, there may be stuff that we don't know about.
Apparently so. But yeah, if Cody makes a Hermit play this turn, it's actually at the point with those 2 damage points, as insignificant as it sounds. If the Hermit comes in, the Razor Board or the Battle Board deal with him pretty well.
Even with run to nowhere.
The Magnus addition to the list backloads Cody's list in terms of power.
Front of 7.
What do you think about that, Keith?
I'm not even sure what the question is.
I'm not either. That's why I asked
I
you.
figured that's why you asked me, so I'd kind of throw it back to you. I think was
You're the
he's
canary
saying-
in my semiotic coal mine.
yeah. I kind of think he's asking, you know, that there's the Magnus is a recent addition to Cody's list, and does he think that kind of gives Cody's list a better module to flank with? That's kind of what I think he's asking, and I think the answer is we think so, given the models that have now been excluded from Infernals and what the options are. Right?
David clarifies here. I like it, and it seems like the list now needs a high POW anchor. That may be true after the loss of a side touch. I don't know that Invictus necessarily gets you there, but he is certainly higher power than anything you're registering naturally.
Well, and Invictus has a much more potential power now with the +1 to his POW on his weapon, and then the free charge actually adds a lot of power as well. Not having to spend 1 to charge.
And I think we are seeing Invictus making some sort of ranged attack here, because we have Proxy Base 1 and Proxy Base 2. I think we're getting wild. Yep, we're getting wild with it.
Well, he needs to start doing something with Invictus over there, because the enemy Invictus is making plays and his Invictus is not.
Looks like whatever it was, it bounced.
Well, yeah.
He shot at the opposing Magnus.
Mhm.
Boosted blast damage.
Right.
How did he shoot at the opposing Magnus?
Invictus side shuffled southward to peep around the forest and just take a wild shot at him.
Gotcha.
You're just very safe.
Yep. For now.
I can also potentially start like the Tormentor if it doesn't move or some shit. So like just safer.
It's been baiting that. It's okay if you Tormentor's just better under here.
Come on, buddy, come back. Keep going.
Once again, we have those min commits, and we are seeing the Hermit play come out just to get within those 3 inches.
Yep.
Brad's work to put some chip damage on early was smart. Man, imagine if that crit had landed, though. Can you imagine the amount of sweating Cody would be doing? Of course, I guess you could say the opposite too. Like, imagine that rocket had hit Magnus directly on his current camp.
That may have been over for Magnus if that would have happened.
Yeah. Well, we have resolved camera ambush. Man, it's amazing how little of that side of the board is visible. I think our camera needs to be like 4 inches taller.
Yeah, well, that's a conversation with Gaming.
with Uwu.
Uwu.
Oh, are you aware of this, Ike?
I saw the animated mascot.
The mascot, the Urcaen Wargaming unit, aka
Yeah, the Uwu. Yeah.
Everyone's telling me Infernals are weak early on. Summons generate value mid, and then Magnus wins later. I think that's right. I think that's an accurate picture of what you're looking at here. I think this game between Cody and Brad, just by the scenario and based on some early game and deployment decisions, is something a little different from what you'll see normally. But yeah, if you're not in this specific kind of matchup, I think that's a dynamic you expect to experience by turning the last 20% of your list into Magnus and Invictus.
I feel like so far the game is going exactly the way Cody wants it to go. I think. I mean, I feel like it's kind of it was on the onus of the Thornfall player to kind of try to start digging before Cody could really get value out of his heavies.
Well, the thing is, you can kill multiple heavies in one go. I still think the decisive dynamic here is going to be who feeds first or second.
Oh, absolutely, that is a huge dynamic here.
It looks like we have Eilish Dark Seeker stepping into the cloud. Tyrants on the field, 2 Titans going at it. You gotta love it. There is something visceral for the Scorn player at fight.
I was gonna say they're not can you even say there might be even Titan gladiators?
Brad and Cody are both grand slams in my book.
Yeah.
All right, we're very carefully measuring out the Warhog melee threat as well here. This is specifically where it can land with a TK and physically keeping Agathon out of danger.
I think Lazy Dragon is definitely calling the game here for Brad based on the stash, and I approve of this.
If that were the criterion, Brad would beat everyone except some of the Swedes. Oh shit, maybe that is the criteria. That might be accurate.
That is going to aim. She's not here. I'm going to take a bullet.
Nope, we got more Zadaroth gun coming out. She is like the one ability to henpeck these guys. Sorry, I cut you off, Mike.
No worries. It looks like Wastelander's gonna take the shot onto himself behind that wall.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's who that is behind that wall. I was wondering. Yeah. I'm like, wait, Targ's down here. So who is this?
All right, so it missed and it got redirected onto Zadaroth.
So what a great roll of snakes.
Man, that freaking ninja.
I'm not sure.
Go ninja, go.
So it looked like it hurt Zadaroth herself, but the blast damage didn't do anything to the other models.
I don't know why it hurt Zadaroth. It's kind of
so the Wastelander has a special ability. It's sort of like a shield guard. I think it's called Take the Bullet or something like that, where he becomes the target of the ranged attack, and
Rather
if you
than
miss,
auto hit.
Yeah, so then if you miss, the source of the ranged attack then becomes the target. So Zadaroth
Oh.
tried to shoot that front Valkyrie.
That's
Wastelander took the bullet, and in cover with Blade Shield is Def 20. So she missed despite boosting, and she was able to boost after she saw that it happened. Still missed, did some damage to herself, and then the blast damage from her shot did no damage to the two models on either side of her.
So you want to know some screwy technology here? If you do that shot with Zadaroth and he does take the bullet and it rebounds to you, boost blast damage on your own heavies, because the Wastelander becomes point of origin for the attack, and if you damage them, it triggers hyper aggressive on them, moving toward the Wastelander. Like, I had to look this up and cognize it while you were speaking. I'm like, Cody had the opportunity to do the funniest possible thing in the universe.
That's some deep technology right there.
I mean, that's what pigs are going to be big this year. But I was going to say, like, under ordinary circumstances, that matters maybe once a century.
Effective 12. Oh, 5. No damage. He's waiting for him. Colors will take charge.
Oh,
We do have the howlers going into the pig gals.
Yeah, so just to clarify, the Wastelander's ability is take the bullet, and then he also has deflect. So it requires both of those rules to slingshot the shot back the other way.
I think both those rules are unique to him.
I think so too. They probably could have been folded into
like
one
academic.
Rule.
Wastelander does Wastelander things.
And then the stacking vision on top of him just to keep him from dying is pretty darn cute.
Exactly. I've seen the Wastelander deflect everything from magic lasers to cannonballs. Wait till you see him deflect thoughts from the mind of a trancer.
All right, so now Cody's trying to score the flag. Is that what's going on?
He's already got Eilish in, and yeah, it looks like he's trying to swipe that 40 by taking the pigs. So it looks like Brad is going to make 0 this turn, and Cody is going to make what is this, 4 plus the bonus for double scoring?
I got real feature.
And I don't think we saw a feat token come out from Zadaroth either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's any reason.
So
for
yeah,
him to feed.
it feels like a save one more turn, which you mentioned earlier was part of the big plan.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
Cody's master plan here.
Yeah, objective 1 is when the go first die roll, right?
Yeah.
Objective 2 is to get all 3 of your heavies summoned safely, so that on turn 4, all of them will be able to make full activations as needed, right? And then objective 3 is, start clearing start scoring points, with your points advantage. And making trades.
Yeah, and the bonus here. So Cody is not going to get, like in years past, 4 points for both these 40s. So we're looking at 3 from the 40s, 1 each plus the bonus, 1 from the flag, and then 1 from his 50. So Cody is making 5 points here. We're going to see 7-3. Brad actually doesn't need a ton of points to stabilize, and I think we are mostly focused on material advantage. Material advantage is Brad's main stabilization point. Unfortunately, as I think we've been hypothesizing this whole game, this situation may actually force Brad to feet first, which could get awkward.
I was hoping.
Then you did it.
I ain't playing well. Make him What's it done?
Who is solo scoring the center? Who did you say that was?
That is
Fairfax?
Eilish. That is
Cody's.
Eilish Garrity, the Dark Seeker. So he was not the one that transformed into a tormentor or a desolator on the first turn. But I don't know who was. It might have been Roger, honestly.
Yeah, that's not good.
Eilish permanently seeking the dark, standing in that flaming cloud.
Mhm.
Now we'll cast
Mhm.
these down.
He's gonna die one way or the other. It may not be he probably won't make it to roll the fire.
No, probably not.
I think he's guaranteed not to.
Yep.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting recovery for Brad.
Yep.
That was a little bit of a long turn from Cody.
It was. Yeah,
He's
because
done
he went
23
from
minutes, yeah.
40 something down to 23.
So
Yeah,
look,
yeah.
vengeance.
Jay Beatnik and
then
you were
fire.
both right about that one.
Just focus it. So we take the 5 about.
Oh wow, Jay Beatnik did
So
the
that's
math. It was a 25-minute turn. I mean, I think 25 minutes well spent because I estimate that the dynamic we've been describing here probably has shifted in his favor, and is 25 minutes enough to close it out. Brad's army isn't colossal. There's not a ton of models.
There's not a lot of models. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so
part of
it-
Brad the issue. Right. Go ahead.
Yeah, it may actually be everything Cody needs. Like 23 and a half minutes, more than enough time if I'm forcing you to do aggressively bad things.
Right, because now he has to commit something to clear off the models that took the flag, right?
Yep.
Even if it's just one unit of slaughterhousers, but that unit of slaughterhousers could easily take off a heavy,
All right. What's his defense? 11.
right? So
What
getting rid of
happens when he
them,
dies?
Everything within the
pretty
gates,
good.
but not.
And I think you're right, and I think we're looking at
Force channel cast spells. I can still spend focus.
And you lose your essence, correct?
I think we're looking at you're right about what Brad has to do. I think the unfortunate thing is it probably requires Sturm and Drang's feet to do it. And then does Brad have enough to punch through a bunch of defense 13 heavies? Question mark? Maybe we just dice it, but it's a rough prospect. And as predicted, we are proxying out what looks like the battle boar going for the hermit. It looks like we're manipulating again
I'm going to do it.
another rocket going out into this. We haven't seen Brad's commandos actually. Commandos are what's missing here.
I know this is the thing I don't love about those ambush units is that now it's turn 3 and the commandos have not done anything, right? So they're not contributing on the table.
I think I can use
Mhm. I mean, if Brad's strategy is henpeck, like
Lego there.
let's henpeck your Invictus, let's henpeck your
I'm just doing a fuck ton of TKs this turn.
your Tormentor, let's henpeck your Hermit. Oh, and by the way, here's full stop for a turn.
Oh no, wait on. I'm at 11.
That might be something. I don't know. I am definitely like starting to see the peril. Oh,
You tell me. I see what you're saying.
I think he's kind of winning on the southern flank because I think he's going to get that model on the hill for free, roughly for free.
what is this
and he's going to
line?
get. I don't know. We probably need to change the
Although,
view.
this
they're
guy,
doing.
Yeah. What is this line of sight check we're looking at here? Because I saw some lasers come down. Like
it does.
I have no earthly idea
Wait,
what's
where?
happening.
What box was it? Okay, good.
I think a TK happened.
Still gonna ambush.
Ugh.
Oh,
Here comes commandos.
Mhm. I think we're on extensive slaughterhouse proxy base here.
Yeah, just gonna do that.
Your laser's been your old trusty companion for a long time, and you gotta smack it first to get the line down.
well, I just got a laser for Christmas,
Mhm.
and it has a green beam, and I was like,
I can TK that guy. So
I felt like Luke Skywalker. You know what I mean? Because
Oh,
like
yeah.
you look at Cody's laser and it's red, so it's like obviously he's like a Sith, right?
I lose my fury.
You might be Brandon's apprentice here because he's also got a green laser.
Oh,
like
does
one
he
of
have a
those-
green laser?
Yeah, one of
The military grade laser line. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the mil spec one that'll put your eyes out if you look at it wrong.
came with its own hip holster.
Oh my God. Sheriff Brandon was
Uh,
the best meme of 2019, but everybody bothered him when they needed a line drawn.
The whole left flank.
He's the sharpest laser line in town.
So I think, well, Church 6, sorry. I was here a moment ago.
Sure.
We got Jay Beatnik in here conferring his opinions on the ambush play. I drop those commandos and then walk them into Invictus if he's by the edge. 5 points to lock him in melee. Absolutely. The decisive thing is whether that walk will get you such that you can physically pin his base so that he can't move forward. Bonus points if you happen to decide to shoot at him and also shut down his retaliatory strike move, because it only takes 3 commandos to do that. But it's a question of geometry, and we here on the Amusing Panda channel are dealing with camera ambush still.
We'll figure it out.
5 out of 5
We'll go with the
games.
Victor stuff. Vic's gonna walk up.
okay, I'm happy with what we got. Like from where we started this morning, the
Yeah,
camera is so much better than where. Yeah.
Great sportsmanship from Cody, reminding him that he said he was going to ambush 4 times, and he finally, before activating a model, reminded him to ambush some models. So
Yeah, full emphatic body language, like hands pushing. Brad, what are you doing? Put those pigs on the board.
Okay. Invictus. We walk, we shoot, we listen. Yep. Defense 13 on the hill. You fully on the hill? Yeah, you fully. We hit, we don't crit.
Thinking about number?
Yeah, go
We
ahead.
don't know what the Mathesode is, Steven. Mathesode is just a rumor.
Okay.
Mathesode is a myth. I dreamt one night that I saw the Mathesode. Boy, that means you're destined to be king.
Normal? Alright, we're gonna lose damage. Yep. Power 15.
Roll a 15 on.
You must now pull this podcast from a stone.
3. Blast damage, stop boosting. Which is damage.
It's off 12. You can't hurt.
Tough sledding.
14.
R.
Oh, we got another ancillary
Yep, we're
coming
gonna
out.
answer shoot him.
Yep.
To hit.
An 8.
Yeah. We'll get it and crit knockdown.
Ooh.
That's what he was fishing for, is put the other Invictus on his butt.
Do anything anyways?
I don't know that he hit the Invictus. I think he hit the guy on the hill.
Oh no, he hit the Tormentor, and he's been rolling those blasts against Invictus.
the Tormentor's got like
and
3
then
boxes left.
Dice off something on the
Hot.
4. We'll get him.
Yep, there he goes.
Oh wow,
Free
It's a
piece.
big pickup.
That's a big win. Yeah, now I think he's officially winning that southern side, especially once he gets rid of the hermit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's got the attacks between Magnus and the battle board to get it done
Now I
for
just want
sure.
to make it really easier.
Yeah, I like he's sort of hedging his bet centrally with Invictus as well, anticipating changing trajectory here in the next couple turns.
Mhm. And Invictus isn't even necessarily really committed to that position because he can still bring out a TK later on. So we're looking at an Energizer and a TK. Invictus could even pivot more centrally and threaten into that upper cluster.
Overtake. Overtake.
Brad's a canny bastard, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's what we wind up seeing.
I'm only at 5.
Need a 6.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but he's only defense 11.
Yeah.
Kill. I get to overtake, berserk into nothing.
Yep.
Most importantly is come behind the woods.
So that's clean.
Yep, there it is. Brad did pull out this micro little skirmish and secure to himself easy access to a bunch of points.
Well, to 8
I mean,
point.
A point, but thanks to camera ambush, we actually don't know if Invictus was scoring that objective, so it may be relatively 2 points.
But I think that the what do you call it? The
Best 3 point
guy on the hill was scoring it.
I think Invictus is over there too, but I think the Commandos are going to be contesting.
Right.
it.
Yeah. The Commandos will both lock down Invictus's movement and contest the 50 mil.
Ready? Yep. Good. So I need a TK here. That's the proxy.
Yep.
But to kill you guys.
Sturmdrang has to cross a lot of board
So
to
I
make
didn't
that
see the
TK
Warhammer needs to be
happen.
triggered.
Man, look at that.
So these slaughterhouses are gonna go.
Yep.
They're gonna charge.
Yep.
So I have my soul to the game. You're going to the flag. You're gonna go burn yourself. We'll make sure we put these guys all down within 2 minutes. Yep.
Wastelander looking at that burning cloud like, "Hail Satan!"
That one's great.
So we got 1 unit of slaughterhousers coming in on those
What do
howlers.
we have here?
Yep, just to get out of the way, and if they roll well enough, maybe make a point.
Okay.
Are
So we wanna make sure
slaughterhousers
Philly
still
doesn't
Mat
cypher. So
7?
here
Did
we
I
go.
hallucinate
Mat
that?
They are.
Okay, yeah. Then he's looking for 5s. This is not a bad break for slaughterhousers.
Does 6
No.
do what?
It's not. I
This
fully
one
expect the
here to here.
slaughterhouses are going to clean these guys up.
Hits.
And I don't think. I mean, I
Higher?
think Cody expected that. I mean,
No,
he's
take them.
trading the unit for a point, right?
Cool.
And they also did kill things
here
on
to
the
here.
way in, so it's not like they're just dying for free.
Hits with
That
30.
is absolutely true.
Just murdered him.
Oof.
And then last guy.
Pretty
Big
good so far.
Hits, no crit effect, all 5. Does 6, 2 left. So Sturm and Drain need to go and do that and do those guys. So here's what I'd like to do. I'm gonna put down the outside of the bone grinders here, okay? And then place the other guys in towards the right.
Yeah, you're good.
Start them out like that.
And it looks like
You're close to
we're
your-
gonna.
Yep.
So Brad just pulled a maneuver to have to put down the
Uh,
outer extremity he needs, and then have a primary mover drop down somewhere
Yep.
else.
Right.
And it looks like we're going to see some craft talismans come out here. One to make that TK stick, and 2 to make a bunch of other abilities stick.
He's level 2.
Yes.
So still the Umbra. So
All right, lads. We don't have craft talisman. Oh my god, I really am running old edition brain. Oh shoot, their guidance, condition, and heal. Wow.
the spot that we
All right. Well, it is urgent at any rate. I am feeling the call of nature, so I leave the public in your hands for just a moment.
Oh dear.
Storm Drain are going to spend 2 to TK that guy. So come that guy was going to leave for that.
Okay.
Oh, here's our feet too.
Yep.
gonna go ahead
There's
and
the feet
spend-
tokens down.
Spend 3 for deflection still. Okay. I think we're just going to stay on 2. Yep. Let's go next with this whole nonsense. Yep. We're just going to pick this guy up. Who's that guy?
Yep.
Become this guy.
Okay.
And this guy too. And most importantly, we're testing model. Pick one more guy, not quicksand, so I'll get 1 top check. Yep, or what's there? One guy won't get a top check, I should say. So that guy, if he dies, no top for him, basically, because quicksand, as soon as I pass, I just die.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm at 7s, I need 4s.
Yep.
All right, doesn't matter the order. So number 1 will hit armor.
19 off 8.
No, off 7. No, sorry, 18 or 19?
19.
19, off 7.
Okay.
First one does 1 damage.
That's enough.
Just enough to proc finisher.
My book start. Second guy
Hey, that's what matters.
hits on, yeah,
Mhm.
not 7.
Yeah.
Hits. Off of 7.
Yep.
We
Exactly.
do 5. Okay, number 3. Yep, he hits.
Yep.
Off 7. Does 5.
Okay.
Number 4. Hits. Yep. Off 7. Yeah.
2.
Does 2.
Oof.
How many got you on?
11.
You should be getting roughly 7
Last
on
guy.
attack
Hits.
with
Yeah,
4
it's
guys. right?
slightly under the curve here for all 3 of these attacks. Yeah.
I was kidding.
Well, the first one was only 3 dice, and then the
Right,
remaining
right.
ones are all 4.
Right,
Right?
yeah, I mean the 3 follow-up finisher ones.
It didn't need to kill him. That's okay.
Yeah. It's not any essence. So
Yeah. Oof is right. Theoretically, that had a pretty decent chance. I mean,
Let's go.
had a pretty decent chance of killing the heavy,
He's
but
going
you know,
to
like I said,
spend-
average. If you're doing all average attacks, then it's really only about a 50% chance,
So
right?
let's
So,
go put it all to the intro way.
and there's not a lot of boxes left on it, so
Mhm.
while it didn't kill it,
It's a good start.
So we're just going to try and hard roll for these. So we're going to go with the gore. Match 6 misses. We're going to go with the gore. Hits. Power 14.
dice.
Kills.
Yep.
We'll get a corpse.
Yep.
We're going to use that corpse to T carousels immediately.
Nice.
We'll come back here and test it here.
Yep.
And then we're also going to spend, thanks much. Spend 2 to future my admin.
Okay.
Stay there. No, because I need you to go in the fact. I almost fucked that up. I almost lost again. We're going to walk 5.
Yep.
Swing there. We are Matt 6.
Yep.
Cleaver. Misses. Cleaver.
Misses.
Yeah. Hey, you have to.
Yeah.
Cleaver. Misses.
is he Matt 5, Jay?
I think he's a 6.
Hits.
Yep.
Power 16.
He's Matt 6.
Not fixed.
Okay.
All right,
Wait,
he successfully cleared the flag, but now
We're gonna share that fire.
that boar is definitely in charge range of
Okay.
things. So I'm not sure how worth it that was.
There. Gunning board. Wants to. Hold on, because this. Measure. No, that's fine. Gunning board just wants to go in front of the wall.
Yep.
Just to put another model up to do. And then these guys are going to go ahead and make their actual ambush move.
Yeah, so that Warhog is probably relatively safe to retaliation since those Tormentors and Desolators won't be able to spend essence if they come into melee with it.
You're right. Yep.
Um,
And they might not even be able to charge it because if they don't have a free charge.
I think the 14 is probably covering the Tormentor and Desolator. It may or may not be covering that second Desolator behind the tree, but
Everything. Yeah, I'm going to go and pause.
Yep.
it should be relatively safe.
I agree.
Yeah, 76.
Yep. I top 4.
All right, pretty close game.
Yep.
See what Cody does.
is ahead on VPs already going into the turn. So
Yeah.
the feat is going to be difficult to deal with, but Cody will be able to counter feat.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think that's right. I think we see a counter feat here.
We'll
We'll see how much he decides to extend himself, if at all.
if I Cody, I just kind of seed some points, make just do some walking and making some initial attacks and cleaning up as much of the slaughterhouses as you can. And I think continue to win down on the south flank down there. Oh, I guess Cody's got to deal with that south flank. I guess he's kind of free on that south flank to clean up the ambush models, but he's got a kind of a problem with the Invictus group down there. So I don't know how much of a concern that is for him right now. But he definitely needs to figure out a way to clean it up before. Otherwise, you might have to do a little bit of extending in other places to.
Yeah, I think that south side is actually becoming kind of a problem for him. I don't think he has a non-Invictus way to really pick up commandos at all, which means he probably doesn't have a good model to contest that 50 or start to deal with that battle boar. And even if he does get there, then the opponent Invictus is there to just clean him up.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see what he decides to do over there.
Here's a little bit on.
And the other thing too is Cody is starting his turn on 21 minutes, so he's slightly behind the time curve. He is the first player, so I think he's only really a minute down over Brad. So.
Question is, do I think I should feel it's a little challenging.
You know, just looking at this
like the
board
game.
state,
also
what
really
on earth is going to clear? What on earth is going to clear the
You got
Wastelander
70.
here?
So for the guy.
Oh man, I wish we had war table tools to just see how much Sturmendrang's feat is shutting down charges and whether or not that Desolator is able to get physically onto the Wastelander to
We'll
begin
start with
with.
the easy thing. Both is gonna run.
I think maybe an aiming Zadaroth might be the best option.
No counter
Oh,
blast.
we do have a run to contest with 2 cultists, so that's going to do the job right there.
In the sense that it's going to prevent the scoring, but not in the sense that that's a point that he'd ideally want to be able to try to pick up that point.
Yeah. Hello, Drunky.
Okay, need 8s. Front guy, different. Need 10s. Front guy, back guy. This is front guy, 12, no top. Yep. I'll spray this one. And different.
We got ranged attacks coming out of the Desolator,
Hits about 14. Tough.
clearing out as many of these disgrace to their family slaughterhousers as possible.
Yep.
And that Desolator's done. Sturmendrang feet hard at work. Not that Cody doesn't have the attacks to wrap that unit. But,
Right, yeah. Even just using initials to kill it off or whatever is probably going to be fine. Plus, he has that whole. I don't know what all those models are back there, but it's hard for me to imagine that they don't have their own sets of attacks.
Yeah, we're looking at cultists, Dark Sentinels, and what are they called?
Valenhawk.
Valenhawk, and also the Laser Eyebrows, whose name I am forgetting because it's been a
Grievers one.
long day. Grievers, there we go.
I'll switch us over to the other camera. So action seems to be moving. Not that really helps too much.
Still entirely off camera.
That's right. Invictus plus commandos.
Flail or salt?
Camera ambush too strong.
Yeah.
Need a 6.
Tough track. Saw us crit shred. Yeah, we're gonna when I hit crit shred. Good, dead. Flail here. Let's go. Yep. Hits. No knockdown. Fails. Okay. Take the rocket at him because he won't knock me down if I hit him. Nate. Nothing. Valley. 6. Nope. Take the flamethrower at him. Sure. Nope. Buy a flail here. Yep. Yeah, 6. Nope. Buy a flail on. Yep.
Invictus taking a full suite of attacks. I don't think he's clearing himself anymore at this point.
He hasn't. He's only killed 2 or 3, I think. So, I mean, they've done their job, which is to bog it down, allow himself to gain another free point down there on the opponent's turn.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that low flank is becoming a big problem for Cody.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when we're going to see some Invictus on Invictus violence with TKs coming off of Lystertius.
I don't even think that Invictus, the Thornfold Invictus, even needs to do anything over there aside from just kind of continue to whittle down with ranged attacks, or even not even care about it anymore, and maybe with the Energizer plus TK, get some cheeky charges into the main clump of models up there.
I need 11.
Yeah.
Or maybe even just fire rockets into that main clump of models and knock them down if you get the crit.
That's 13. Hits. Do I get the touch track against sneak up? What's other crit? I got touch. Fails. Yep.
I think we see the commandos cleared or almost entirely cleared.
It's good. Okay.
It's 1-1. That's all good. We'll get this.
Yeah. So it sounds like he cleared the commandos.
At least enough to score and likely the unit.
Yeah. Cody saying 1-1 over there. He's okay with that for now.
Def
Yeah.
11.
First.
He doesn't need to win over there. He really just wants to be able to win up here at the top, which he's not quite doing yet. But I think
Oh no!
if he
Def 7.
survives
I was gonna get it.
the next
Def 7,
round, I
I'm
think
doing it.
Cody starts to become a very commanding
It's when we
position.
count 10 on these two
there.
on the Desolator, off 9 on the Desolator.
And it looks like we're having the
Yeah, 6. Yeah, 6
the
on
Dark Sentinels come in and start pitching some hex
check on
blasts.
that guy will fail.
I get 2 souls. Desolator a walk.
Desolator getting in on the pig, but only just.
I don't know that he wants to do that necessarily.
Oh, I think that was Orin unit attachment slinging an annihilation
Oh, interesting. Oh yeah, there you go. He's got
because it was an
rerolls.
AOE and he collected the souls off of it.
Off 7. Off 7. The 7 chat's not for pig. I feel like shooting myself. 16 and a 7. And a 9? I can't hurt myself.
So Cody can't spend essence on his horrors. That is indeed correct. He can't even allocate to them if he wanted to cause them to gain focus with or essence with cultists. He is running down on time. He's
don't think
probably
he's
going to pop
really
feet
too bad, though.
defensively here, but the rest of the game may go a bit long.
That's fine.
Yeah, horrors do charge for free
hmm
as long as their outer ring is intact.
Right. Yeah. So we're going to see some POW 19s coming down into this war bore after Black Humor. So are we going to see a kill?
It's it. Effective POW 19 because of Desolator.
My favorite. Dice even. Sorry. 12. There we go.
12 to the 1. It's a good start, but is it going to be enough?
Missed his second initial. They still have chain attack?
I think so.
They do. Unfortunately, he missed double once that second attack.
George Malin?
Yep.
Oh, and this is the Dark Sentinels coming out. Is that right?
Yep.
So we have one,
Gonna be on the objective.
2 coming in on the
First turn.
Warhog, 3 coming in on the Warhog.
Hits. Effective 17 is off 2. Yep. 8 to 5. We go. Second one here.
Oh, gang. They still have gang.
Oh, do they? Interesting.
Yeah, one of the few that retained it.
They're survivors of the gang apocalypse.
Mhm.
Though they shouldn't be, but it is what it is, I guess.
You're engaging me or no?
I know.
Defense is a 15.
Miss.
So, battle wizard slinging a hex bolt that misses.
Mhm.
It's free real estate.
Killing as many of those slaughterhouses actually really only needs to kill 2. Like Quicksand's going to kill one of them, right, for free,
Mhm.
and then
So I think we're going to see Cody go 9 to 7 here. Is that right?
76.
Valen Hawk coming in to clear off some slaughterhousers. There's just too many heavies, but Invictus can start moving in. Darn Tootney can. And it's looking juicier and juicier for Invictus. Although, honestly, I think the play still may be go bottom and clear rival Invictus, but it leaves him at least 2 rounds out before coming in to deal with these summoned heavies. I think Lizzie and Invictus can pick it up. I mean, I think Lizzie is definitely going to pick up at least one of these infernal heavies. And I think at that point, if Brad's cleared rival Invictus, he may be in a really good place. Stephen Williams, that is absolutely correct.
Aiming to 9, need a 6. That's it. So 2 sure. Yep. 1 and 2, I think. Yep. Boost blast damage on
So the
guy.
problem now is
Want to go first?
Cody's done a lot more work
Pass
on this
that.
turn than I would have expected him to do,
Yes.
and
Yep.
now
He's knocked down.
Brad is going to have to fight
Boost on the
uphill.
grapple as well.
Everything's going to be +2 defense, so that's going to be really rough.
That's also true.
13 to the 2.
Good roll.
How many
Hot
boxes left?
damn, yeah. That pig is not happy about that damage roll. 1 hit point. Oh,
At 9, not 6.
Yeah, but I mean that means that
I will.
he's going to need to get healed in order to actually to do anything, right? And then yeah, just eating through
14 on him.
through the fury.
Blast damage on the guy. Touch. On the box. Gun bore. It's a 3. Didn't get gun bore. I get 2 souls.
Zadaroth getting a fat stack in there too, which is not going to be inconsequential.
Ragnar will go.
Yeah, Cody's definitely winning the top side of the map right now. So
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't. Yeah, it looks very.
Yeah,
That
that was
was
an
be very
impressive.
one-sided. Yeah, it was a
That
very.
was an impressive amount of work for a Sturm and Drang feat turn.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, and we still have these we still have the Griever swarm coming in to do cleanup crew on all these small activations that Brad's still carrying.
15. 12, 14. Sorry.
Oh, right. It's 1. Reconsidering.
I believe we are going into top of 4 for
Yes.
or bottom of 4 for Stephen Williams there. So this is Cody's 4th turn. Does that sound right to you guys?
It's either 4 or 5, top of 4 or 5. I'm not sure.
So it's 14. They're 15s.
Yes.
The clock might be a very good win condition for Brad at this point because Brad's not going to really have that many models to activate, unfortunately.
No. Yeah, it may be just tack even on points and make Cody clear armor and boxes to continue to play.
Yeah, this is bad for Brad.
And we got the rerolls coming in, and it looks like it's forcing more tough checks. All right. You guys are wargaming Brad now. How does he recover from this in the face of
You cannot channel
feet?
Absolutely. My new little charge.
He shakes Cody's hand and pulls it again.
Damn.
You got 1 shot on him.
I don't know what to
already.
say. I mean, there's
2 shots.
literally nothing left at the top of the top of the board except for Sturm and Drang. I mean, he's got the best thing he can do is try to score as many points as he can in the bottom, but he doesn't really have a lot left to fight with at this point. Like I said, Brad, I think, couldn't afford to wait to engage. I think he really needed to put the pressure on Cody early before he could get those heavies down on the Hail Mary assassination. Yeah.
So
This is the way.
you might put the 5 on him.
I don't know if Zadaroth's even close enough to try it. And plus it's under Zadaroth's feet, so Zadaroth's +2 defense as well.
Right, yeah. And Brad essentially has no mechanisms to deal with that either. And yeah, this is a pickle, that's for sure. He still does have 1 slaughterhouser holding down that 40, but boy, is that not a ton of models.
It's all +2.
No,
So
he did a lot of work on that feat turn, and then he was able to counter feat. This is exactly what Cody's game plan was basically to land all his heavies and then make some sort of a strike and then feat defensively. So yeah,
That's how we know the round time way actually is.
I mean,
All
objective 3 has been completed by Cody, and I think objective 4, which is actually winning the game, is nigh. Unless he somehow fails to do it in 7 minutes and 47 seconds.
So 15 with feet. Defense 15 and
12. 14 +2 now. +2. You're gonna play that second again.
Or he's put the fires out now. There's be a better turn for it. So waste anything fine. We'll roll Lytirsus. Stays on him, dice off 6 for the roll.
Yep. 5 for 5.
5 5 Okay. He's big chill.
That's a big
Take
fire
in-
roll coming into Latirsis. Not that it's going to matter a ton. We have the switch to Drang, so we're picking up the speed, and we are picking up what are the other field marshal benefits here? I guess we're looking at ferocity +2 speed, and overtake is what we're also getting access to.
Is there a chance we can see an overtaking Latirsis onto Zadaroth?
Yeah,
It's possible.
that's good.
I mean, we might even see an Invictus like get there. I don't know if that's 15 inches, but
just the ones.
There's a lot of work that
Brand is up berserk.
at this point, Invictus is overworked with the amount of things that he kind of needs to do to swing the game.
Melee attacks does
And also still deal with the enemy Invictus.
Spell.
I can't get myself back out of dodge if I do this.
yeah, this is a puzzler.
Yeah, fire.
I think it's gonna turn out any sort of strength.
Okay.
So deflection, vision, all that shit goes away.
Steven, Brad's got this.
Right.
Oh man, I love to see an underdog do it. Boy, is it hard to see how at this juncture.
Gotta clear this. It gets me back to 2. So that'll be 10, 8. Even though he will attack me during my turn, right?
The umbrella is defensive.
It looks like fully boosted a blitz from those 2 cultists. Sure, that's one way to get rid of them.
But yeah, I have to hit Dongle. All right, let's hope
Just
he misses.
looking at results from the rest of the round so far, we're seeing Reich won his game over Blake. Brad is an android from the future. He already knows what the dice will roll. Having played Brad accurate.
Roll up to here. It's gonna hit Slayer. Can I shoot here? I need a 9. Please don't hit. Don't blast damage.
Please
How 8 on
don't
him?
hit.
Thank you.
Well,
I don't know.
I killed him anyway. Doesn't matter. I rolled an 8. All right. As long as I want to attack you, we score the zone. Now keep it all in there.
Yes.
We did it. Mission accomplished. Or maybe I'm being greedy. Some chance Invictus ends his activation in there, and if we run a super bone grinder in. So it goes to there.
Man, this is the challenge. Brad seems intent though. He seems to be quite confident in the face of darkness here.
Sorry.
I mean,
Let's say this. Yep. Armor.
19.
This is dice off 9. Okay. It's going to do 16 damage.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we have automatic
Decap?
decap. Yep.
Yeah.
Automatic decap coming off of Pow 10 West Weapon Master.
wow, that did a lot of damage.
All right.
pretty good.
Good job, little buddy. Cool.
That was a good job, little buddy.
Right, do you like Tearsus first?
I mean, even if you would have one shot it, like I don't
Yeah.
know that there's still enough that can be done with the rest of the pieces.
No.
I mean, like Tirsis has a pretty glorious overtake streak here.
I really want to kill myself once I go.
Do it. I have no idea if you die or not.
I think I do.
It seems dangerous.
Yeah, I think we'll just try and kill as many guys as I can and just be fine.
Brad contemplating suicide. Let's see if it pays off.
Channels grew, which is great. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go Stir and Dragon. We're gonna spend 3. We're gonna killing ground. Yep, token I don't have made yet.
All right, giving out that Pathfinder and that free charge.
Okay. We are going to spend 1 to Primal through Light Tears onto himself.
Like Tyrsis is gonna do the business.
Killing ground, Primal. We're gonna run.
We're gonna run. Oh, look at that.
3. Wait.
Yep, just avoiding that Desolator danger zone. Let's see how wild this pig gets.
Yes.
Like Tyrsis gets to charge like 11 inches. We're gonna charge into this guy. Yep. My goal is to be within 3. Well, let's do pre-overtake. So I'm just gonna do this.
So he's putting himself
Yeah,
in
yeah.
overtake range to be
We are
able to
max 8.
contest.
Can I knock? You can't knock down, right?
What gives you +2 mat?
Primal.
Oh, you prime. Okay. Yep. We 5.
Let's go ahead and charge with the cleaver.
Okay.
I need a 5. Yep. I really don't want to boost a hit.
Yeah.
Who's undamaged? Not with an Orin.
That is going to be a decisive factor here is that Glizzy has 4 initials. The knockdowns aren't going to matter so much, but his ability to overtake and just churn through at this high mat and POW value, I think is Brad's shovel to dig himself out of this hole.
This damage does 7, Cody. That'll learn you. Gonna do the punch and spike. Yep. And roll another 5. Yep, that hits. This is power. Dice up 2. Yep. Take 9.
Okay.
Makes up for that 7.
Yeah, no kidding.
What's his defense?
14.
Yeah, 7. Do I care if you place? No. We're gonna take a gore attack here.
Okay.
It'll hit. It'll just kill.
What's the power?
16.
+1, 4.
Okay.
Doesn't get in. Warren probably gets soul carry on.
Sure,
All right, Brad picks himself up a
Get
corpse,
one more gore swing here.
and he has a while to wait to see what he does with it.
You know what?
All of my heavies are 8.
So he can also TK himself in the middle of his activation, right?
Absolutely.
To continue his overtake chain.
No, yeah. It's
kinda fun.
entirely possible. Lytirsis actually gets both heavies here.
One inch man. 1 inch.
Oh, and we are seeing the dodge from the Tormentor, but once again, Lytirsis is sitting on a corpse, so he can overcast. Oh, right. Thank you, Jay Beatnik. You asked me
yes,
for an
absolutely.
All right, now we have to
Absolutely.
buy a flavor. Yep. Do I miss another 5? Fucking
I
probably.
hope you do.
Who is it? Yeah, I'm too scared.
7 damage.
Dice. We hit.
Yep.
Dice damage. Does 10.
Chelsea.
Oh, got it.
All right, there we go. Now he's overtaking back into the chain.
We will buy a swing on that guy. Yep. We will boost. Everything was base to base, and I'm moving out. We can put the guy at 1. All right, good. So flying with the cleaver.
Gonna go up to 2 corpses here.
Yep. Pound 19 on this one. Should kill.
He just does. Warren does get this.
Yeah, you got it.
It might almost be a worthwhile spend to just burn both those corpses in the healing D3 and make up for that abysmal fire damage roll.
I don't know. I have to worry about it. So what do I want to do? I want my proxy base back. Yeah.
And we're going to explore some Invictus placement. Looks like he's not even bothering to go down, just taking that 1 and 1 and coming in and seeing how much we can keep digging on that top flank, and honestly putting Zadaroth under a lot of pressure with an Invictus.
Absolutely.
If you can get that other heavy, I mean, this game still might be
What I'm
pretty
trying to
live,
do is
honestly.
like guidance him, make a spot where I can stand.
Magnus
up
is going to
for a
have to
reminder.
bail pretty far to get Invictus back in, but
So you get 3 to there. Still.
Yeah, but the boar can hold down that point for a while.
That's absolutely true, especially with enemy Invictus. He's not flat on his butt anymore, but he also doesn't have a clean angle of access to get at that battle boar.
Okay, so if I guidance you, yeah, easy. Raise an energizer to go there first.
He is not. Yes, but he's just measuring things so that he knows what to do with Glizzy.
Okay, so bone grindy boys. This is no.
I think we're actually full on moving on.
Bone grindy boys.
Oh, have we? Okay, maybe we are.
Survive walk. Effective models. I might have to run. We'll change the plan over. Mission 5. Another guy. So
Yep, bone grinders are running to secure that cloud.
So you gotta run. Not this. So if I
I
energize
think this is another game that's going to come pretty down to the wire.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's charge you instead. Yeah. I wonder if it's so fucking hard with this.
Brad solves the problem. Charge the guy we can see.
We're gonna energize it. Yep.
The heavy's only on 6 hit points. We don't even need the bonus die. And we're going to see where Magnus plops himself to be able to recover Invictus next turn.
It's pretty easy. Like all he has to do is really just walk forward.
Mhm.
In order to allocate, though, yeah, I guess sure.
We're gonna go back to where this base was. Yeah.
So we're going to get that chainsaw on the horror. We're going to get that flamethrower on the cultist, and we're going to get the mace on the Dark Sentinel.
I'm a little confused. How does Invictus see through that cloud?
Because he's charging the Dark Sentinel that he could see in the first place.
Why can he see him? He wasn't in the cloud.
No,
He had a line around the edge of it.
Yeah, he was just side to side, not through. Oh,
Oh, no.
missing the Desolator. That's not a good sign.
On a boost, too.
Yeah, that's brutal.
He's got one focus left. We'll take his spray. Can you unroll off spray? Yes. Just kidding.
Clever girl.
Yep. These guys will have to run.
Was that Umbral has the ability to come in and contest, placing base to base with the
This
cultist.
guy wants to be. He's probably pretty safe with his bat already. And then this guy. Walk. We've done it.
Brad is checking to make sure that his pig is good
Okay,
on that
so when I get
50.
your attack still. He's going to swing into a little noodle, I guess. Okay. Matt's 7 defense. He's 15. 3 places doesn't matter. I need an 8. Hey. Yep. Not damage. Nope. Take 10.
I think that just kills it anyways. Oh no, it's still got a few left.
Tier 1.
Yeah. 9 to 10. 5 out of 5.
Once you mark it, mark.
All right, Brad hanging in there. Clock is chasing parity. Let's see how Cody deals with this. He looks like he has 2 light heavies that can connect with Invictus. The question I'm going to bounce this at you, Ike, is does Cody need to kill Invictus to close out this game?
That's a good question. I think at this point, he might be able to just jam him up with bodies and then run Zadaroth away. I don't know that he actually has to clean him up here.
So you have to be at 120.
Yeah.
We can check this on whatever.
Okay.
I don't have a lot of leeway. It does put you in 15, battle 13.
That's
This should
Cody
be top of
checking
6
himself
now,
on
so we're
Invictus
running
and
out of meaningful turns here too.
Yeah, that is absolutely true. It's possible whoever exits this round ahead on points is going to win. They gotta go quick to get there, but entirely possible.
Magnus charges. Oh no, my body. We'll just.
Oh, Magnus is clearing out that last commando.
It's
See him do it.
After energizing, you get flavor. So
Is that within 10?
yes.
Okay, good.
So energizer from here and then running Invictus to here.
That's good.
Invictus just coming in to run to contest. The one thing the battle board can't actually deal with.
Right. But the enemy, the other Invictus can deal with Invictus. Right? So. Ooh,
Yeah,
maybe
the next-
not, because I don't know that he's going to be in control area. Well, 10 inches? Yeah, I don't think he's going to be in control. So he might not be able to actually power it up enough to deal with it.
Yeah, so Latirsis is guaranteed frenzying next turn too, so you might not have to put too many resources into making sure he's dead either.
Yes. Take my first spray and you set.
Yeah, but Cody's also short on time. You know, can he actually afford to let the game reach the point of Latirsis frenzying? You know, especially if Brad comes out in a point where he objectively has more CPs and can just start to clock bully him.
Mhm.
Hits it, effective. 16 is off 2 boxes off. 16. 10 to the 3. You got second initial. Still a 6. Misses 5. Misses. Still on a refill. Misses anyways. Back.
Yeah, now we're starting to hit the point where this game is really coming down to the wire. Also desperate when a forebodor comes in.
Skills use that trigger. It's
Writes a torment off a forebodor charge. That is not something you see every day. Really trying to make sure Latirsis is not around. And I
That
think
model
it's
does way
mostly
more
to
work
make
than
sure he secures that point advantage and comes out of this round on top. So Cody has just secured himself 3 points and denied Brad 2. So we're going to go up to what is that? 13 to 9.
Yeah, I think clock bullying is Cody can clock bully now, right? He's going to be able to score both flags, right?
Perhaps.
Thank you.
And that's how Cody gets himself out of needing to kill Invictus.
Because now Invictus needs to do a lot of work in order to,
And
and I don't even know that Invictus can do the work.
Right. It's entirely possible that the answer is he can't.
Yeah. Yep. And now all he has to do is block out of contests, right?
Hits touch right. Fails. Armor. Second shot here. Hits quick fire. Okay. 20
Ground grinders are a 14.
Okay, so it's tough. He's tough. He's on fire. Third one shoot here. Misses. Fourth one shoot. Hits it.
And just reducing Brad's options. Also putting his models on fire and leaving them there. Maybe a... Oh, no, never mind.
Done. Now he can't score those flags except for with Sturmendrang.
Yep. Or Targ is still able to do it. And Targ probably wants to get hot for ancillary attack anyways. So maybe not off the table.
Nice little road to war, Rites of Torment to get that Desolator back even further.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
And Cody taking himself up to 14 to 9. Brad has 8 minutes, so Cody took a 3-minute turn, and I think that's pretty dang decisive. We will see if it is
Now
enough.
He needs to be able to score. He needs to be able to score at least 2 points to stay in it. Right?
You can slam. You're good.
Oh my god, we're gonna have a battle board slam Invictus. What a Chad.
Well, he's got to. That's the only play he has, because he'll still be able to score that flag, and he has to score a certain amount of points, right?
So you're up by 5. Can I kill?
Yeah, this is 100% true. But like, I think he's still up by 5, so he has to score 3 points to stay in this game. I don't know how he's going to come up with that.
Right. It's going to be tough. I mean, getting the central cloud is one, getting his bottom one is one. But yeah, where does he pick up that last point from? It's a challenge.
And Cody's done a good job of body blocking out of the scenario.
Looking good, Cody.
Yeah, and Brad straight up doesn't have contesters toward the north of the board.
Right. Yeah, and that's true because Cody also scores on the end of his turn too, right? So like Cody's actually going to score
It is when you're up 5
another 2, right? So he really kind of has to
Another
contest and
3.
get 3. Yeah, he's got to contest and get 3. So yeah, I just don't see a way he can do it, just because he just doesn't have the models anymore.
I mean, he has to almost plant Invictus where that top Desolator is, and like, where's your attacks to get that done?
Well, and there's bodies in front of him, so he has to kind of like be able to clear it without jamming the 80 mil to do it, right?
Yeah, I think unfortunately, mathematically, he just doesn't have the models to get the points. Yeah,
I think that's absolutely right.
All right. Well, yeah, it's gonna go for tiebreakers.
Nope. Going for tiebreakers. I think Brad has done the same calculus and just realized it is not there.
This was a very good game. This was a very
good game.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Back-to-back great games.
All right. Well, let's see what his answer is going for tie breaks. I mean, Brad definitely does have the power to pick up 2 points. Where else can he really maximize it?
I'm going to go for the cute here.
Oh, the problem is if he doesn't move Storm and Drain.
You need to go 3 inches. I can move it 3. Well, on approximately. Yep. I moved the 3.
So realistically, no.
And I boosted.
He has to move Storm and Drain if he wants to get the boost, though.
But your defense 9?
Yep.
You
You
do
minus
11?
2 to hit, and I don't have this.
6. Yeah, but I only need to move you.
Yeah.
Smidge.
And I think if we're at Brad for tiebreakers, actually, then that means Brad Blake and JVM are going to be the winners of the New England team tournament. And by Brad Blake and JVM, I mean Brandon, Cody, and Riker. God. Oh, I pray to every god that exists to curse them for this team naming.
We're at 8.
Oh, here we go. Storm and Drain's going in and doing some work.
Getting saucy.
Also, not to be confused with a team called Brandon, Cody, and Riker.
Right, which is Seth's team.
Yeah.
Naturally.
It's Bill's Berserk Swing.
You don't have an option. Sir.
Well, fine. Cody, I'll roll.
Drang is really getting it done, I guess. Does Drang have native overtake, or is he just stuck?
Used to hit targeting that guy.
Hell
Yeah, looks like he gives overtake, but doesn't have it.
We'll boost the blast damage with 2 outside guys.
Yeah.
So he's dropping some of blitz.
14 is PAL 8 on him. Dead. Kill him. PAL 8. Dead. And then PAL 14 like they.
All right, now I've slept. Back at it, Brad on stream again. Oh, I'm so
Storm
envious.
cleared out all the things. That's funny.
Yes, we are here on the finals. Brad is at a point where it's basically apparent he can no longer make enough points to score in, so he's essentially going for tie breaks.
I'll be silly. Lauren says reroll it.
Called it, baby.
+2. I do 9 to him. Are you trying to help me kill him? A little. Yeah, I appreciate that. You're a good friend. You still have an umbral. I'm going to see if you want to do it here. We're going to aim and shoot that little noodle. Yep. 1 points. I'm going to boost to hit.
Magnus going for that spicy rocket.
We hit. Pal 14. Yep. I'll kill him up. Is that noodle dead? Is that the one I hit before?
It is not. Size +4. You did 11.
All right.
This one's in 4.
He's going to get fucking.
The noodle is still alive. New.
All right, I think we go with this guy. Yep. We're gonna fire spray the cultist.
You 7
Hits. Yep. We take the scrap saw here.
Yep. 13.
Yep.
Dead.
Yep. We'll take the flail here. We're gonna boost to hit.
Okay. 6.
6 kills.
Get
Get
We're
that
gonna
hog.
throw a rocket at.
Yep.
I mean, they certainly cleaned up the table a lot.
Mhm.
Who said Ragnar?
Seems like he's squandered away his 1 minute advantage.
13.
They're both pretty even on time
Fine.
right now.
First off, 6, 11. I'm flash. Need a 13 to kill. Decel.
All right. Howie.
That's not a 15.
That's fine. I didn't want that anyway. Wasteland is going to put another heavy in here.
Hell yeah.
That's right. Yep.
Okay.
Fuck him up. Go get him.
Kill.
None of us. We do 6.
2 left.
Is that
Oh,
enough?
less
I know.
impressive.
All right, Cody. I think I might turn here and score another 1.
Yep.
You score another 2.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's. I didn't. I didn't even think.
You also killed my whole unit, Brad. Fuck the okay, Brad.
All right, there we have it.
That's good.
That, ladies and gentlemen, means your New England team tournament winners are the team of Brad, Blake, and JVM, which once again, unfortunately, means Cody, Brandon, and
Riker.
Brandon and Riker.
Yeah.
Oh, Lottie. Oh,
Oh, so
my
did
goodness.
one of the other two win as well?
Yeah, so it looks like Brandon lost to Jake, but Riker pulled it out over Blake. So we have Brandon's team, whose name I will not say again, going 2-1 this round.
Look, Brandon's got to know I was just trying to troll him in the chat. I mean, I didn't.
You graduated from trolling to active demoralization. Congratulations, Steve.
That's
Oh, man.
I didn't actually expect you to lose, Brandon. I was just
Yeah.
trying to troll you. Gosh.
All right. Brandon is in the Discord letting us know that he's closing out for the night. I know we're all pretty brain fried. I got to be up early in the morning. Keith's got to be up early in the morning. Any closing thoughts on this game? Any closing thoughts on the New England team tournament?
My closing thought on the game is you can't allow, if you're playing against Infernals, you can't just allow them to summon. You really have to put the pressure on them. You really have to engage them. It seems like what you want to do is wait it out, but if you allow them to get that points advantage with the heavies, they're just going to be too far up.
Keith, what do you think he could have done differently in those early middling turns to
I think he needed to be
put pressure
aggressive.
on?
Yeah, I think he really just needed to be aggressive, get those slaughterhousers in there, run to engage, whatever, prevent charges. He got to put the scenario pressure on him. So like if he even can just run in there and set the line of engagement far enough forward, right? Like his heavies can't do anything. Like they get summoned, but they can't do anything that turn, right? So like you're really cutting down on their number of attacks, their value, etc. So like you have to force them engaged before they're ready. You have to start scoring in the scenario to put pressure on them to engage before they're ready. And you still might lose, but you're not allowing them to achieve, their checklist, right, of how they just accomplished the how to win the game, right?
I'm wondering if Brad would have had more success if he had actually decided to commit his Invictus to the opposite flank. Either
That's
the
what
40s
I was thinking as
or
well.
maybe centrally, so that he could play the cloud game, project threat, and then that forest we saw was really creating a safe bunker for just that battle board and maybe a couple of extra models to minimally contest that 50, and then ambushing commandos when the time is right. Lock down that side without. Although that his Invictus did pick up that Tormentor that was working on that side too. So, it would have been a completely different game that we would have to watch start to finish again. But I'm wondering if maybe that would have been a solid different approach.
Yeah, I think he was already winning the South.
Mm-hmm.
I think ambushing in the commandos in the South they needed to go kind of to the north, right?
Mm-hmm.
You needed to really
gum up that 40, gum up
Yeah.
those back lines so that the Cody's order of activations are sort of messed up and
right.
more intricate.
Yeah.
I could see that being a thing. Yeah.
And especially with as low on time as Cody already was, even the taking the time to have to think through the order of activations could have been relevant enough time to kind of win the game on the clock, right?
Yeah.
That's another issue with, and I kind of said this earlier, and on when we had Brad on, is like his model count in his list is kind of low.
Mhm.
It's not drastically low, but it does make it more difficult for you to kind of play the clock game, right? Where you can kind of afford to put your pieces defensively, have models that are basically just eat up the opponent's time, right? As part of the game plan. Because, like,
Right.
if you did have models that could eat up the time a little bit better, then maybe, like I said, you can kind of eke out that clock victory, which, maybe like, people might think that's kind of like a cheap strategy, but it's part of the game. So
It absolutely is. Yeah. It's interesting because it's almost your opponent attacking your brain rather than attacking your models.
yeah, it's like, hey, Warmachine's a beast. It's got mind, body, and spirit, right? Like,
Mhm. That's
all
right.
three are win conditions.
That's right.
All right. Anything else to close us out for the night, or shall I go into our exit spiel? All right, I guess it's exit spiel time. So thank you everybody who was here with us tonight. Please tune in at 8 a.m. tomorrow for the CaptainCon Masters. Thanks to all of our lovely hosts, producer Keith and Ike. Thank you guys for keeping me sane in this last round when my brain is mush.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and thanks to everyone for agreeing to be on stream. We will catch you all tomorrow. Keith, take us away.